The Russo-Japanese War wasn't just a series of battles fought with cannons and warships. It was a psychological earthquake that sent shockwaves across the entire globe. For the first time in modern history, a major European empire was decisively defeated by an Asian nation. This single event shattered the long-held myth of unquestioned European superiority and forever changed the global balance of power. Before 1905, the world map was dominated by sprawling European empires. The idea that a non-white, non-European country could stand up to, let alone defeat, a power like Tsarist Russia was almost unthinkable. But Japan did exactly that. At the Battle of Tsushima, the Japanese Navy annihilated the Russian fleet, a victory so complete it stunned observers from London to Washington. On land, Japanese forces captured the strategic fortress of Port Arthur after a brutal siege. The war ended with the Treaty of Portsmouth, mediated by the United States, cementing Japan's victory and its new status as a formidable world power. The impact within Russia was immediate and catastrophic for the Tsar. The humiliating defeat fueled widespread discontent over the government's incompetence and corruption. Soldiers returning from the front joined striking workers and frustrated peasants. This anger exploded into the 1905 revolution. Though the Tsar managed to cling to power, the revolution forced him to make concessions, including the creation of Russia's first parliament, the Duma. The war exposed the fragility of the Tsarist regime and laid the groundwork for the much larger revolutions that would follow in 1917, ultimately ending centuries of Romanov rule. But the most profound impact was felt far beyond Russia and Japan. For colonized peoples across Asia and Africa, Japan's victory was a beacon of hope. Suddenly, resistance to European colonial rule didn't seem so futile. Leaders of independence movements, from India to Vietnam to Egypt, took note. They saw that with modernization, organization, and national will, it was possible to challenge the colonial masters. Japan became a symbol of Asian nationalism and a model for aspiring nations seeking to throw off the yoke of foreign domination. The war ignited a flame of anti-colonial sentiment that would burn brighter and brighter over the coming decades. Militarily, the war was a testing ground for new technologies and strategies that would define the upcoming World War I. Trench warfare, machine guns, rapid-fire artillery, and the importance of naval power were all on full display. Military observers from around the world studied the conflict intently, realizing that the old ways of war were obsolete. The Russo-Japanese War was, in many ways, the first modern war of the 20th century, offering a terrifying preview of the industrial-scale slaughter that was to come. So, the legacy of this conflict is immense. It propelled Japan onto the world stage, set Russia on a path to revolution, and inspired millions to dream of independence. It redrew the rules of global power, signaling the beginning of the end for the age of European dominance, and setting the stage for the complex geopolitical landscape we know today. The echoes of those battles in Manchuria and the Sea of Japan can still be heard in contemporary international relations, military doctrines, and the ongoing story of national identity in East Asia. It was more than a war. It was the moment the 20th century truly began. If you found this deep dive into history that changed the world fascinating, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're all about telling the stories that shaped our present. In our next video, we'll explore the other side of this victory, how it transformed Japan itself, and how the seeds of its own imperial ambitions and future conflicts were sown in the soil of this incredible success. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.